G'day, Simon at South FC Cars and Coffee. I was walking through the show, I'd finished my video, and lo and behold, I noticed this car we're about to look at had pulled in after I'd walked past before. It is so worthy a car of the week. I was walking around looking at it. The more I looked at it, the more I thought this thing is amazing. Then I met Joe, the owner. Joe, what's your car?
It's a 1965 911 Porsche.
And for those of you who don't know, 1965 is ground zero. That's where it all began. Check this thing out. First year, exactly. Joe, the thing that blows me away about this car is it looks like it just rolled off the factory, and yet it was built in 1965. Tell me the story of how you came to get this car and the history behind it.
Well, we originally found it in the Midwest from a gentleman, and we did a 9-year restoration, ground up, nut and bolt, labor of love, but we brought it back to probably 99.5% original factory spec. So the only thing is that bullet mirror, which helps us see behind us. So
yeah, it's nice to be able to do that. Well, let's talk about some of the things. You know, one of the things I like on the early 911, and it surprises me they've never brought it back, but to me, it was a real signature of these early cars, was the grille in the front next to the blinker or the indicator. I absolutely love that. But in the simplicity of those steel wheels, which...
That's the original wheels.
The original wheels, a lot of sports cars.
Tires.
Which look wonderful. So many things about this car that these days... the funny thing is, you can look at this car from 1965, or we could go just over there and look at what looks like a 99 1.2 turbo over there. They still look the same lines. You can see the family.
The lines are there.
And I think that's the amazing thing that shows how timeless this car was when it came out in 1965, that it looked cutting edge and state of the art and so beautiful and elegant. And yet here we are, well, next year this thing's going to be 60 years old.
Yeah.
It still looks absolutely wonderful.
Thank you, appreciate that.
So let's have a look in the back of this car. So you mentioned to me earlier, this is actually a matching numbers engine in this thing as well, right?
Yes sir, 6-cylinder, dual Solex.
So when you got this car, did you go through the motor and did you did you do it yourself, or did you get somebody else
to? Ike and Jason Skelton restored the engine and put a lot of the hardware and made it truly special. But great guys, and they're local here in San Clemente.
And I think when we look at this engine, the things that you can tell that it's been restored back to the way that it was originally, whether we look at the fasteners, or for me, even those hoses, which are like that fabric woven covering, the
we tried
intake.
to keep everything to spec, but some things you can't.
You just can't get anymore. Well, this looks amazing. I love the fact it's got all of the original stickers under here talking about the
even
car.
The rubber's not broken in.
Yeah. But even the badge on the back, the angled 911. And as we come around, if we can have a look on the inside as well.
Sure, absolutely.
This car for its era, it's just absolutely beautiful, those leather seats. And one of the things I noticed earlier, these headrests, and I mentioned to you looking at the steel brackets and the way that they're sort of bolted to the back, were they a factory option, or did somebody else offer that?
It's a factory option, and we got it, the interior done by Gustavo, and he was from Germany, and he did it exactly to spec, and that's why you see those racks on it.
I mean, there's so many things a lot of people overlook, but I love that have been done. Like it's the zinc coating on the seat rails and the powder coating that on the bracket that holds them, which is just all looks original
and simple.
Yeah,
simple.
Just
even the gauges.
The gauges in there. I love the green instrumentation on it. The AM/FM radio. A friend of mine in Australia when I was growing up, his dad had a Mercedes-Benz, which where I grew up, and not a lot of people had them. But what was interesting was a German import. And the frequency of the FM radio was out of the frequency range of Australian radio stations, so it was absolutely pointless. This is such a beautiful little car. So now that you've done it, now you've got it to this condition, what's the next step? Do you just going to keep driving and enjoying it?
It may go up for sale here soon. We'll see.
And
not sure.
It's going to be hard to part with something that's as beautiful as this little car.
Yeah, I've had it for almost 10 years, so
wow.
somebody. I have so many cars that I've been, and sometimes you got to let go of some. But this
is special.
Might stay in the family.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for that. Well, as our very worthy car of the week winner, Joe, you get this Maguire's complete kit, which includes the hot shine foam, the quick interior detailer, perfect clarity glass cleaner, ultimate wash and wax, a hybrid ceramic detailer, and the microfiber. Keep this wonderful Ground Zero 1965 911 in the pristine condition it's in. Mate, thank you so much for bringing it out and sharing it.
Thank you for having me.